Okay. Let me admit these folks.
Next.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Mr. Manley, do you want this taken down?
No, sir.
Okay. And I have somebody on as Peyton Bell.
That's my client. He's actually at, my cousin is Peyton Bell, and he's actually at my cousin's office.
I thought that might be Mr. Dixon. It looks
Yes.
like his photo. So let's do this. Got it. Okay. Well then, no, we've already granted your default judgment motion as to liability. So we're here for the trial on damages. And Mr. Manley, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. If you'd like, I can give you a brief recitation of the facts before I call my witnesses. This incident gives rise, it's up to you.
It's not necessary, but it's,
Okay.
I mean, I'm aware of the case, so.
Yeah, okay. Well, I call Mr. Dixon as my first witness. Mr. Dixon, will you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Dixon, would you please identify yourself for the court?
Donald George Dixon,
And Mr. Dixon, what's your date of birth?
March 13, 1970.
Okay. And briefly, if you would, for the court, just a very brief biographical background of yourself.
Biographical background, like where I'm from and so forth.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm originally from New York, Brooklyn, New York. I moved to Atlanta 2012 with my wife. She was pregnant with my son. We've been here almost 10 years now. Currently, I do landscaping. I work with another company. You know, they outsource all their overload for the day to me, and I go handle the jobs.
Very good. Mr. Dixon, the events that took place on September the 19th, 2012 are what brings us here today. Could you tell us what happened that night?
That morning, well, I had a few friends that came into the city. You know, they wanted to go out and stuff. I don't really go out like that much. And so I decided I was going to hang out with them. And then we went to another strip club. I wasn't too enthused to go to any strip club. I was trying to tell them to go somewhere else, but they just wanted to go get that type of environment. I don't know. So we went to one location, Diamond, and then we ended up at Galore. I don't know, probably like 12:30, 1 o'clock. You know, we walked in. You know, I walked into a metal detector. So, you know, I'm in there. They're having fun and so forth like that. You know, I'm there. You know, enjoying the festivities, looking around. And you know, it's getting to the time where, you know, in my mind, okay, we're about to leave. So so I stepped, because they're in like a little VIP section. So I stepped away from that area, and I was standing on the side of the bar by an exit. And I think there was a locker room for the female entertainers. I was by that area, and I was looking at my watch and I'm thinking, okay, we're about to go, and I'm considering, you know, how we're going to get home and so forth. And at that very moment, you know, I heard a sudden clap, and then I felt the impact on my chest, and then, you know, everybody screaming and yelling, and I kind of ducked down by the bar, and I'm wondering, like, I didn't get shot, like, you know, because I felt the impact right after I heard the loud noise. So, you know, and I was feeling funny and strange, and then I lifted up my shirt and I noticed, you know, blood was trickling down on my right side here. So one of my associates that was there with me, Bernard King, I told him, you know, I got shot. And he's like, for real? I'm like, yeah. And I showed it to him. And he's like, yo, we got to get out of here. So I turned around to security that was standing at the exit behind me. And, you know, I'm like, you know, I got shot. Can you let us leave here? You know, because I don't want to stay in there. You know, I'm afraid for my life. I don't know if I have internal bleeding. I don't know if I'm gonna just pass out any given second. You know, I'm really scared at that time. So kind of panicking. So he tells us no, you know. So he tells us that we can't go out the door. Got to go out the front. So still kind of chaotic in here. And I start walking towards the door. And I see another security guard, and I'm telling him, you know, I got shot, and he just backs away from it. So I continue to head out the door and get outside and start walking to the vehicle that we came into. And while I'm walking, call 911 and call 911. Let them know that I'm shot. I'm over here in the parking lot of the venue, and they're like, "Oh, where are you?" You know, they're talking to me and stuff, and then the rest of my friends, they come and they're like, "You all right?" I'm like, at that time, I'm starting to feel pain. My body's starting to stiffen up a little bit. I'm feeling more pain as I walk towards the vehicle. So it's like, you think we should wait for that ambulance? I'm like, I don't know. Things are starting to affect me right now. I don't know. So like, well, I don't think we should wait. And let's go to the hospital. So they don't know where to go. And the only hospital I know in the closest vicinity was Emory. So I'm like, let's go to Emory. So we get in the car, as I'm getting in the car, it's getting more difficult for me to move. Starting to feel a lot of pain. And, I'm in the car, I'm bleeding. And to take me to Emory. You get there, they're running red lights. And I'm like, let's not get killed trying to get to Emory, You're trying to, get me there as fast as possible. And, get to every emergency, they come, they're like, they let them know when they went and got a gurney or a wheelchair, I don't know. And then they told my friends that they couldn't come in because it was COVID and so forth. So they take me inside, and I'm in there, and they're like, they're asking, we don't know what's going on with you, we're just gonna kind of try to stabilize you, but we really can't help you here. You need to go to Grady. So, but at that time they take me, they take off the rest of my clothes. They looking at my wall there, saying they sit me up, at that time, any little movement is like excruciating pain. I can't, like it hurts. So then they got me on medication to alleviate the pain a little bit. So they gave me some medication, and they sat me up a little so they could try to see what's going on with me. And they're telling me that, what's this bump on your back? Did you have this bump before? Like, no. And they said, oh, that's probably a bullet. So and they said, okay, you see where it's entered here and so forth. And they said, we're gonna continue to get a CAT scan or I don't know, MRI. I don't know which one it was. So they take me to another room and they put me in a machine. They bring me back to the emergency area. Whole time I'm asking, what's going on? Am I going to be all right? And they're like, we don't know yet, Mr. Dixon. We're trying to figure out what's going on with you. The fact that you're still talking is a good sign. So just don't panic. Don't go into shock or anything. Just relax. So it's hard to relax. You just got shot. So come back a little bit later. I think the cops came and they were questioning me a little bit, and then they come and they tell me, well, you got a broken rib, and you have a level 4 liver laceration. You have damage to your kidney, damage to your lung. Okay, so right now we're preparing you to go to Grady. So am I going to make it to Grady? You know what I'm saying? Well, They're like, yeah, well, right now we don't see like you're having any internal bleeding. It doesn't seem like we're monitoring it. So, just, be patient, relax, take care of you, take care of you. So, okay, wow. So eventually they come and give me another ambulance and rush me to Grady. So I'm in Grady and they gave me some more pain medicine because every little movement, thing, if I lift my arm, it hurts. If I try to lift my head, it hurts. Everything hurts. But then they're like, okay, they're checking my, they draw blood and they're saying they're telling me, we're just making sure that you're all right. We don't think we need to go in right now, but if we don't have to go in, you might not have to operate if you're not having any internal bleeding. Yeah, but you do have a broken rib, you do have a level 4. I'm like, what's a level 4 laceration? It's like, it's either 1 to 6, you're at 4. So I'm like, okay. And then
Mr. Dixon, I know it's difficult to talk about, but at some point, did the Grady physicians diagnose you with the same injuries as what had been diagnosed at Emory?
yeah, they were saying, yeah, they concur with what Emory was saying.
And were you admitted, sorry to interrupt, were you admitted to the hospital at Grady for a period of time?
Yeah, I was there for like 4 days, I think. I was in the ICU for 2 days. I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink anything because I could go into surgery at any moment. All they were doing was checking my vitals, drawing blood to make sure I wasn't bleeding on the inside. They said, the only miraculous thing about the liver is a self-healing organ, one of the only self-healing organs. So if you don't have any internal bleeding, that means that we don't have to go in here and fix anything right now. So, the most you just sit still, relax, and, so they just medicated me. I was in and out of sleep for those days when I was in ICU, as I wake up, I'm in pain, they medicate me, I'm knocked out. I'm talking to my wife over my phone on FaceTime because she kept coming see me because of COVID. So I didn't sleep. I didn't at first. I couldn't even sleep because I was scared that I wouldn't wake up because I was so scared. So I don't think I slept for the first day. But then they're like, you're all right. So I kind of relaxed a little bit. So I got some sleep the next day. And then I was sleeping a little better. And then they were like, okay, it's been I think it's been 2 days now. That's a good sign that you're not having any internal bleeding. So we don't think we have to operate. So I'm like, all right. So then they take me out of the ICU and they put me in another one over there. And they bring me on, I'm all badged up and so forth. They bring me this apparatus for me to start, trying to breathe because my breathing is shallow because of I guess because my rib, every time I take a deep breath, it hurts. So you can't stay like that, Mr. Dixon. You're going to have to practice this breathing thing. I know it's going to hurt, but you got to do it. It's for your own good. So, they said, I won't be able to leave until I can, below a certain amount of air. So they were concerned because they said I had a little bit of fluid on my lungs, so forth like that. So, we're monitoring that still. And, and then they came back, and they were like, okay, I can't remember everything, but at that time, but they were like, okay, you're pretty much stable, so you're all right to go home. Go home from here, but you gotta go home, stay in the bed, take it easy, so forth like that. So they discharged me, and then my wife came and picked me up, and when I went home, it was a process because we barely get out of bed. At first they wanted to make sure I could stand, and when I stood up, I'm hunched over. This is the best I can do, but don't worry, at least you can stand, you're all right, what I'm saying? I don't know if they're pumping me out of there because I don't got insurance or whatever, but they got me up out of there and they sent me home. So I was home. I was in the bed for like 2-3 weeks. I didn't move around, still it was painful, a lot of pain, because hard, you can't roll over. hard for me to lift my leg, everything just, they gave me pain medicine, they gave me some other stuff, they gave me some antibiotics because I had just took my wisdom tooth out like that Friday or that day. So I wasn't even drinking that night because I was taking penicillin already. So, they gave me, because they gave me some more stuff, so a bunch of pills for, if I'm constipated, pills for pain, pills for sleeping. And, they all told me to come back like a month later. During that month, I was just at home, in bed. My son questioning me, I'm scared. I don't even want to tell him that I got shot, what I'm saying? So I told my son I was in a car accident.
Mr. Dixon, eventually did you have to go and have the bullet removed from your back?
Yeah, because they were telling me in the hospital that, it'll probably work its way out. But, I'm at home and it's like, I feel it. I feel it every time I sit back, I feel it. Every time I move around, I feel it. It's like very, it's uncomfortable, totally uncomfortable at all. I feel like it was affecting me because my stomach was bothering me a month, and then, I went back. When I went back for a second checkup, I told them, I need this bullet removed because it's done. It's like, it's uncomfortable, it's giving me a problem. And you're like, well, we're not sure, but, huh?
Sorry, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go a little bit out of order here, and I'm gonna show you Your Honor, I'm gonna share my screen so I can show this exhibit. Mr. Dixon, can you see on your screen? I'm show you a photograph which we marked as exhibit number 14. We previously filed with the court. Is that where I'm circling? If you can see my mouse, is that the bullet? Is it stuck out your back?
I don't see anything on this side.
You don't have. You can't see on your screen the shared.
No, I just see the file. Where the file is, there's nothing coming.
We're just seeing your list of the files.
Oh, okay. Let's see if this will work. Resume share. Say what again? It's telling me my. Can you see that now?
I want to see anything.
Is it still just showing the file?
Yeah, list of files.
Let me try this way. Then let me share my screen. That work?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I'm still learning technology after all these years. Mr. Dixon, where my mouse is, that's circuits making the circle. Can you see that looks like the rise in the back of your shirt? Is that what you were talking about earlier with the bullet hole sticking out of your back?
Yeah.
Bullet rather sticking out of your back?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Dixon, I'm going to show you some other documents and open them. I think that's the best way to do it. Mr. Dixon, I'm going to show you what we marked as exhibit number 1 and what we previously filed with the court, which is a copy of the incident report. Have you seen this before?
From the police?
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay. I'll represent to you that this is a copy of the incident report, and it indicates that the accident or the incident at Galore took place on September the 19th. Is that that's your recollection?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you on number 2. Some certified medical records and a bill from the ambulance. I know you've received these and you may not have seen them recently, but
yeah, I've seen them before.
Okay. And I'm going to show you just real quick, just run through these bills and medical records. These are all certified, Your Honor. Just all right. Mr. Dixon, I'm going to show you what we mark as exhibit number 10, which is an itemization of your medical bills. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. And this itemization is shows that your total medical bills that arose out of this incident at Galore Gentlemen's Club are $86,998.60. Is that your understanding as to what you were billed by each of these facilities?
Yes.
And are you responsible for paying these bills?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you, see if you can see this one. Can you see this photograph?
Yes.
Okay, and is that you at Grady?
Yes.
Okay. Just got a couple others of the similar. Same question, Mr. Dixon, is this you at Grady?
That's probably either Ambry or Grady, the emergency. That's my
Okay.
wife snapping pictures of me while I'm on
Oh, okay,
FaceTime.
from when you were FaceTiming her?
Yes.
Okay, I know that one's not the greatest quality.
That's Grady.
Okay. We saw number 14 already. I'll show you what we marked as exhibit number 15. And tell me what that is, Mr. Dixon.
The entry room.
It's the entry room. It looks like it's about a half an inch or so wide. Does that seem accurate to you?
Yeah.
And that's on your right
Right
chest.
side. Right chest, upper chest, in between my armpit and my deltoid.
Okay. And this is the back, your back, sorry, where the bullet was removed. Is that correct?
Yes.
And again, it looks like it's probably about a half an inch or so. Where is the measuring tape? Is that over your spine?
Yeah, that's going vertical.
Okay. And so it missed your spine by
Inch.
maybe an inch, 3/4 of an inch or so, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. We do have some. And again, that's just what we were talking about earlier. That's just video of the scars that are associated with this incident. Were you able to see those, Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Okay. And this is number 18. This is, do you know who took this video? Or I'm sorry, this is body cam video that came from the Atlanta Police Department. Is that right?
This picture right here?
Yes,
No,
sir.
this picture, this is my wife.
No, I'll represent to you that this number 18.
Oh, the body cam, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it came from the body cam.
Mr. Manley, the body cam isn't playing right now.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
not.
the confusion.
Okay.
We're
Thank
still
you.
looking at the exit wound.
Let me do this. I may have too many windows open. That work?
Yes.
Okay. I apologize, Mr. Dixon. I understand now why that could be confusing. I was looking at a video and you were looking at a still picture. So this is body cam video of you in the hospital. Is that correct?
Yes,
Do you recall if this is at Emory or Grady?
I'm not sure. I think it's Emory, because that's where the officers came first, Emory.
Okay. And that's you on the gurney?
Yes,
And your feet are visible?
yes.
I'm just going to fast forward showing everyone that was working on you. I'm going to show you one more video real quick. I'm going to turn the volume on here. I assume that'll be able to play it for you.
I can't hear anything on this side.
Let me see if I got it. You went, I'll put it this way, Mr. Dixon, you remember giving a statement to the Atlanta police about the incident that took place?
Yes, I did.
And was that
Yes,
statement that you gave the morning of the incident, was it consistent with what you testified with here today?
Yeah, it's probably a little more detail because it was, at the time what happened. Because they were asking me questions like, where were you standing and what happened?
Understood.
I was giving a little more detail at the time.
And Judge, we've attached as exhibit number 20, the annuity mortality table for 1949 ultimate that just indicates that Mr. Dixon has a life expectancy of 24.5 years, according to statute. At this time, we'd like to move to sorry, trying to get my screen back.
Okay.
To enter exhibits 1 through 20 into the record. Mr. Dixon.
Before you go on, I do, not a foundational aspect. I know from a hearsay standpoint, there's no objections here, but how does the Atlanta police report come in?
It's a business record, Your Honor.
I don't have any certificate of that, though, do I? Do I have any authentication for that at all?
I thought we submitted a certified copy. If we didn't, we can supplement the record if you'd like. I don't mind withdrawing that exhibit, though, Your Honor.
Or you can, I'm not sure it adds anything, but
Yeah.
then
I can withdraw it. I'll just move to enter exhibits 2 through 20 then.
All right. Okay. I'll admit those. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Dixon, just very briefly, if you would just describe for the court how this has impacted your life since, or how your life has been impacted since September the 19th of 2020.
Well, I'm extremely concerned about health, what my future may be, and then I still have pain in my back. Some days, I can't go to work for some reason. There's pain. Like I wake up and I'm having pain, and I'm stiff in the mornings. I don't like to go out, to the clubs or do anything. Sometimes my wife don't want me to go places. I go to make her happy, but I'm never comfortable in those places. I'm always scared when I see people walking around with their guns now. It's like, I wanted to get some therapy, but I don't have any insurance. So, I just been dealing with it on my own.
Mr. Dixon, are you asking the court to award you damages for your pain, suffering that you experienced, or medical bills, pain and suffering that you experienced as a result of this incident on September the 19th, 2020?
Yes, please.
All right. That's all the questions I have for Mr. Dixon, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, we've submitted.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was just saying, if there's any other evidence, go ahead.
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, we've submitted a proposed judgment in this case. We would ask that the court enter a judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $3 million for the pain and suffering, past medical expenses, future medical expenses that Mr. Dixon may incur as a result of the incident that took place at Galore Gentlemen's Club. As the court knows, all the facts of the complaint have been deemed admitted. This is a tragic incident that has impacted Mr. Dixon and likely will impact him for the rest of his life. I think that amount is a sufficient amount to compensate him for these injuries and those that he may incur in the future.
Okay, what I will do is I will take a look at this. I want to take a look at the exhibits that were admitted, and I will get y'all out a judgment in this case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll take care.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon.